another episode here in Youth Voices podcast where we discuss issues that Malawian youth face in their everyday lives. I'm your host, Witness Koza, and today I have this issue of youth participation in political matters. Um, as usual, I also have a guest who is going to introduce himself.
Okay, my name is Zikomo Pindani, and I'm a youth as well. So I'm in the right position to be involved in this kind of conversation,
Wow.
and I feel honored. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. When you hear about youth political participation, what does it mean to you?
It's something that we have to be we have to give much attention to, because as a matter of fact, we as the youth, we call ourselves agents of change.
Yeah.
And much as we are agents of change, we need to be taking part in politics.
That's true.
We can be taking part in politics actively. Yeah, so youth participation in politics is something that we need to be talking. We need to be having conversations about, in as far as development of the country is concerned and politics at large.
Yeah. So, do you think us as youth here in Malawi are mostly participating in these political issues?
Of course, it's back in the days, youth weren't that much participating in politics due to several reasons.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere the perception that we had about politics it was negative, and because the landscape of Malawian politics is damaged, that's why it was refraining the youth from engaging in politics. Yeah. So, but now it seems like many youth have realized the need for them to get involved in politics. Yeah, because of several reasons, and with the coming in of digital era, especially the social media, we can see that a lot of youth are taking part in the things that are happening in as far as politics is concerned. You would see people commenting on issues of to do with politics whenever they are being posted on social media, especially on Facebook. So, and we have also witnessed the eagerness of the youth in contesting for parliamentary seats, the councillor seats, as well as the presidential seats. So we can say that the youth now, they are now realizing the need of them in getting involved in politics as compared to days in the past.
You once say that now the political matter now it is damaged here in Malawi.
Yes.
How?
Okay, it is damaged by several reasons. You know, those so-called politicians, they were just manipulating the youth. You know, the case is just different now. But back in the days, the youth were just being manipulated by the so-called politicians, painting themselves with party colors, painting themselves with party colors, and they were also the victims of violence, political violence. They were the ones that were used by politicians to initiate or to start political violence. So, but now the youth have realized their role to play in terms of politics. Yes.
So we as youth, we also have the right to concentrate much on this political matter.
Exactly, because we can't run away from the fact that politics is what determines everything in the country. You know, the real definition of politics is that politics is the organization of affairs of the people, making sure that the affairs of the people in villages are well organized. Yes. So, as the youth, we have to know that politics is what brings everything in the country. And the fact that it brings everything in the country, we have to play a role into making sure that the organization of affairs of people that are in villages are being organized in a fair way, in a correct way, in an appropriate way by the so-called politicians. So the youth, they are not supposed to run from political issues, because politics is what determines everything in the country and brings development in the country. So if we are the youth, we have to be patriotic citizens. So if we are patriotic citizens, obviously we need to take part in politics. Yes.
For the information that you gave, it seems like you follow politics a lot.
Of course, I try. Yes.
So, as much as you follow it, have you ever voted in your life?
Okay, I can say I've never voted before because of some reasons that were beyond my control. And for a person to vote, there is a certain age limit that a person has to vote.
Yeah.
18 years of age.
Yeah.
So the previous elections that were conducted in 2019, I was not yet 18 by
But
then.
this one.
But this one, I'm going to vote because I already registered last year, and I'm going to vote. Yeah. So it's something that we have to take
Part.
to take part. If we call ourselves agents of change.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So other people, more especially youth, are not much like participating in, for example, voting.
Yes.
Yeah. So what could be some of the issues that led them to have these such decisions of not participating in voting, maybe voting or other political matters?
Okay. I think it's something to do with this trust that the youth has over those political candidates or over those that are in power.
Yeah.
Because we tend to ask ourselves, we voted for them for change. We demanded change. That's why we voted for them.
Yeah.
But now they've been elected to their positions. But what are they doing? Are they doing
They're just
things
doing
to serve
oversight.
in the interest of us or in the interest of the public, or they are just doing to serve in the interest of themselves for their own benefit, for their own personal benefit rather? So the youth are not taking part in politics because they see that it's not that important for them to take part in politics. But no, we don't. We are not supposed to avoid voting. To stop taking part in politics or legislating for us to vote. No, we have to resist. Yeah, to make sure that our country is in the betterment of everyone, because this is our home, Malawi.
Yeah.
And everything we do will be in our own betterment, or we are going to be destroying our nation. So voting or elections is one way of us, the youth, to make sure that we change things, we change the status of the nation, or we keep on struggling like the way we are struggling now. Yeah. So the youth are not supposed to stop voting, to stop taking part in several electoral processes just because there is distrusting, or they are disappointed with the way the current government is organizing or is operating now. But we have to keep on. Yes.
So how can lack of education and awareness make youth maybe to stop participating in these political matters?
Okay, so awareness and education is something that we are not supposed to sideline when we are talking about politics. That's why there is this organization called National Initiative for Civic Education, NICE. Many organizations have come, or many people have come to make sure that the people or the voters have got the right information, they have got the right knowledge in terms of voting. But now it hasn't yet reached to many areas here in Malawi. So the problem we have here in Malawi is lack of knowledge and lack of education, because many people are illiterate. They don't know the process of voting. They don't know how they can come to a decision of voting for someone. They are just voting for someone just because of handouts, but they are not voting for them based on manifestos, based on the campaign promises that they are being given by the political countries. So I think we have to make sure that as the youth, this is our role, to make sure that we organize ourselves, we mobilize ourselves, make sure that we address this issue of the literacy in terms of politics. In terms of voting or elections. Yeah. So mindset change is needed here in Malawi. Yeah, because mindset change is like lack of education or literacy level is like the root problem of all the problems that we are facing right now. So we have to deal with the roots. Yeah. So the roots, we have to make sure that we are introducing, or we are making sure that the people have changed their mindsets. Yeah.
Do you think cultural or societal expectations discourage youth from participating in politics?
Yeah, because we are Malawians, and we do come from different backgrounds, we do come from different districts, we do come from different cultures. So we do have different cultural beliefs, we do have different cultural values. So some would say my culture, my cultural values doesn't allow me to vote. Some might say politics is for the wicked. Some might say politics is a dangerous game based on where they are coming from. Yeah, so cultural backgrounds or cultural values and cultural beliefs have got a huge impact
Yeah.
over youth participation in politics. Yeah, that's why we are saying that mindset change is needed to make sure that those people are unlearning some of the cultural values that they are going to have a huge impact over Malawi.
Yeah.
Because we are individuals, yes, we come from different backgrounds, but we are all Malawians.
Yes.
We have to keep doing things for the betterment of Malawians.
Malawi.
So if we are doing things for the betterment of Malawians, we have to make sure that we unlearn things that will prohibit us from making sure that we set policies, we make decisions that will be in line with the Malawian people.
So this lack of participation, do you think it can cause some effect here in Malawi?
Exactly, because youth are the majority of the population.
Yeah,
Youth are somewhere around 65% of the population of Malawi,
Yeah.
which means the youth are in majority and they are the ones that are going to determine who is going to be a leader. So if the youth that are in majority of Malawi's population, we are not taking part in electoral processes, we are not voting, are we loving our country?
No.
Are we going to determine who is going to lead us? No. So lack of participation from the youth will have a huge impact, because now we are in majority and we are not taking part in politics, we are not voting. So who else is going to come and take part in politics if we as the youth, the agents of change, are not doing that? Yeah. So there is a problem that needs to be addressed.
You've only talked of on this voting part, but yet you didn't maybe mention of youth participating much in maybe vying for public positions themselves, not just voting.
Yes, especially these elections, these 25 general elections, we have witnessed, we have seen many youth vying for some of the seats, councillors, vying for presidential seats as well as parliament seats. Yeah, many youth have shown interest. That's what is really telling us that the youth are now realizing the importance of them taking part in politics, active politics.
So maybe these youth are afraid of going much into these politics issues due to maybe they are maybe afraid of some risk that they come up out of these politics issues. So what could be some of the risks that the youth are maybe afraid of getting themselves involved in political matters?
Okay, like I said earlier on, that the problem is that the landscape, the Malawian landscape itself was damaged by the so-called politicians or by the people who firstly got involved in politics. Yeah, so we are, as I have said also, that we are agents of change. If we are agents of change, we have to see where change is needed. And right now, the best area where there is supposed to be a change is things to do with politics. So we have to change that. Because yes, we cannot run away from the fact that in politics there is a lot of risks. Politics is a dangerous game.
Yeah, some of them maybe to mention a few.
Yeah, we have seen people losing their lives. We have seen people getting injured. We have seen people maybe getting involved in some of the evil things just because they are into politics. So there are a lot of injuries, there are a lot of risks in politics, but it doesn't mean that is the way politics should be handled. That is the way politics should be conducted. No, there is the right way for us to venture into politics. We have to go forward and look for an alternative on how we can get involved in politics without causing violence, without causing some risks, and everything is going to be okay.
So maybe there are out there some youth that are maybe participating, or maybe they are trying to have a decision of participating in these political matters. But then they have a lot of challenges that they face to start up. Since one need to be maybe financially stable when it comes to these political issues. So what can be some of the challenges that this youth might face in this political journey they are studying?
Yeah, so it's, as I've said, that many people here in Malawi vote for someone based on handouts, what they are being given. Yeah, they are being given 5,000 budgets. You give them a bag of names and they are going to vote for you. But after voting for them, when they are elected in that position, are they going to be to come and serve in the interest of you? They are not going to come. That's what has damaged Malawian politics. So as the youth, we face a lot of challenges when we want to get involved in politics, when we want to participate in politics actively, and one of them is the financial difficulties that we face when we want to get involved in politics. So that's why mindset change is needed to make sure that the people are aware, the people have changed their mindset to make sure that when they want to vote for someone, they shouldn't vote for someone based on what based on the handouts they are being given, but they should vote for someone based on what on the level of leadership that he or she has. Because there are some people that are good leaders, but they are not financially stable, especially the youth. So people should be voting for someone based on the capacity of someone, the capabilities of someone to be a leader, to serve in the interest of the communities, to serve in the interest of the country. Yeah, so the youth are facing a lot of challenges, yes, but now something can be done by the youth themselves to make sure that we have addressed these issues, financial difficulties, we have addressed these issues, challenges that we are facing when we want to get involved in politics, and make sure that we come up with strategies, we come up with alternatives on how we can deal with such issues.
Do you think schools here in Malawi are muchly maybe influencing us youth to participate in these political matters?
Yes, they are. Because if you see, we've witnessed from other schools, especially in tertiary education, universities, colleges, there are some other wings. They do have MCB wings, they do have UTM wings, they do have DB wings. Those are the platforms that the youth are being given to make sure that they get involved in the politics. And the politics itself, it doesn't mean, the council seats, the member of parliament seats, as well as seats, they are just the upper level politics. But now politics starts from the grassroots. For example, I'm the right example for that. I contested for presidential seats at my school.
Wow.
I'm the president. So that's politics itself. So
beautiful.
politics starts from childhood, we can say. And now, as you are growing up, you will be learning more things, you'll be getting more knowledge in terms of politics and leadership as well. So, as you are growing up and you want to contest as councillors, you want to contest as member of parliament, it will be easier for you because you are already conversant with the issues to do with politics that are associated with politics. So, I think colleges and the schools have also a role to play to make sure that the youth are being exposed to issues to do with politics.
So you have just introduced yourself as the president now.
You understand?
All right. So maybe to talk a little bit about it. What really made you to start this political journey?
I think as a person, when you are growing from the childhood, you have to sit down, reflect your life to see what are my capabilities? Yes, what is my purpose of me living in this country, of me living in this world? So I discovered that I want to be a leader at some point in time.
Okay.
When I was at primary school, because I could be given the roles like class monitors. Primary we used to call it Adidala. Coming to secondary school, I was a sanitation prefect at one point when I was at secondary school. So I realized, I think there is something in me.
Yes. People saw it.
Yeah, that I'm not exposing to the world. So I sat down and said, I think I'm going to be a leader at some point. So that's what motivated me to get involved in this political issue. So I'm also that person who follows current affairs. A lot. I follow current affairs a lot. So after following current affairs and learning more things, hearing more things from the political leaders, from those people that are contesting, now I started developing that feeling of getting involved in politics. Up until now, I'm at college, I'm the president. Yes,
What a beautiful dream, and it is showing that it will come true one day.
Yes, I'm going to be the president of the Republic of Malawi.
Wow.
Mark my words.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
So as we are concluding, what advice can you give to the youth who feel disconnected much on these politics matters?
The youth, my advice to the youth is that we are agents of change. We call ourselves agents of change.
Yes.
During the bad days, we used to say youth are leaders of tomorrow. We are not leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are leaders of today.
Now.
But how can we be leaders? We have to get involved in politics,
That's true.
active politics. If you have chance to contest for councils,
Yes.
go and do it. If you have chance to contest for member of parliament, go and do it.
Yes.
And also, if you have chance, you can sit to the position of president.
President, yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have to take part in politics, because if we do not vote or if we do not take part in politics, we lose the right to complain.
That's
Because if you are not voting, you cannot complain to say things are not moving well in this country. The government is not, the governance of this country is bad. You cannot complain about that if you do not vote. So we have to vote, we have to take part in politics to make sure that we change our country for the better, and the future generation is in the same place.
Thanks, Zikomo, for being with us in our today's episode.
I appreciate that.
That marks the end of our today's episode, when we are discussing much about the issue of political participation among youth here in Malawi. We have talked a lot, so don't forget to like, comment, share, as well as subscribe to get notified on new uploads. Thank you.